Hello, this is MathCast 2, creation date 3/21/24. The intended audience is grade 5. Our learning objective is to subtract fractions, making them like units numerically. This is created by Xander Gage. To start today's lesson off, we're going to start with some vocab words. So our first vocab word today is going to be numerator. So numerator is the number of parts of the whole. It's the top number of the fraction. Or we can also look at it as how many equal parts do we have. So if we look at our example here, the 3 in the fraction 3/4 is our numerator. Or if we look at our pizza here, it started off as a whole pizza, but you see how one piece is gone, it's shaded out, and there's only 3 left? That's how many pieces. We only have 3 out of 4 pieces of our whole pizza. Our second vocab word is denominator. The denominator of a fraction is the number of equal parts the whole is divided into. It's the bottom number of a fraction. So, or we can look at it as how many equal parts the whole is divided into. So in our fraction here, 3/4, the 4 is our denominator. It's the bottom number. So you can see these lines that are cut through our pizza here. It was originally just one big circle, but now it's been cut into 4 equally sized pieces. When we have a denominator, they're equal parts. That just shows we're dividing by 4 parts. Our next vocab word is improper fraction. An improper fraction is a fraction where the numerator is greater than the denominator. So our numerator, if we can remember from the last slide, is the top number and our denominator is the bottom number. So some examples of an improper fraction would be 9/4, or we can have like 10/5. Maybe even if we're feeling really crazy, 30/2. Those would all be considered improper fractions because our numerator, remember, is our top number, is larger than our denominator, which is our bottom number. Our next vocab word is mixed numbers. So a mixed number is a number consisting of a whole number and a proper fraction. So if we look at some of these, a mixed number would be, like an example of a mixed number would be 2 1/3 or 3 1/4. When it says proper fraction, that means that it has to be a fraction that's not having a numerator that's larger than a denominator. So if it said like 3 9/5, that wouldn't work because that's an improper fraction. So that wouldn't be a true mixed number. These would be our mixed numbers. This wouldn't work because it's an improper fraction. Our final vocab word is common denominator. A common denominator is shared multiple of denominators of 2 or more fractions used to perform addition or subtraction operations on said fractions. So if we look at our examples here, we have 1/2 plus 1/3. You can't just add those together and get a quick, easy answer. So what you have to do to the 1/2 is you have to multiply the numerator and the denominator by 3 to get 6. And for the 1/3, you have to multiply the numerator and the denominator by 2 to get 6. But what you have to do to the bottom, you have to do to the top as well. So that's how you get 3, 6 plus 2, 6, so you can easily just add them up. Same thing for subtraction. You can't just take away 1/4 from 1/5. So you multiply them together to get 20ths. So for the 4th, you multiply top and bottom by 5. For the 5th, you multiply top and bottom by 4 to get 5/20ths minus 4/20ths. Let's jump right into an example. Question 1. Generate equivalent fractions to get like units, then subtract. When it says generate equivalent fractions, that's really just saying get a common denominator. Let's look at number 1 for now. It says 1/2 minus 1/3. So can we think of any numbers that are similar between 2 and 3? 6, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to put 1/2. What do we have to do to the bottom? We have to do to the top. So we're going to times the bottom by 3 and the top by 3. which will get us 3/6. And for a third, what you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. So you times the bottom by 2 and the top by 2, which will get you 2/6. So we're going to take 3/6 minus 2/6, which will give us 1/6. By getting a common denominator, it makes it so much easier to subtract for these. There's some other ways we can do this. If we scroll down a little bit, we can use a number line. So if we have this number line here, so we can see on here that it's already broken down into 6, but we can also see above it that it's in thirds, and above the 3/6 is 1/2, because 1/2 is equivalent to 3/6. So our problem here is asking us, remember, to take away 1/2 from 1/3, or as we figured out, to take away 2/6 from 3/6. So if we do this, so each jump is only a 6. So if we go 1, 2, so each one of these jumps is taking away a 1/6, we'll end up at 1/6. All right, so now we're going to look at problem B here. So it's 7/10 minus a third. So a closest common denominator that I can think of is a 30. So we can do, for 7/10, we're going to have to times the top and bottom by 3, which would give us 21/30. And for the 1/3, we're going to have to times top and bottom by 10, which will give us 10/30. So if we take 21/30 minus 10/30 will give us 11/30. So if we have our 21/30 plotted and our 11/30 plotted from up here, we're going to know we have to take away 10/30. So let's count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And each one of these little jumps here is equivalent to taking away 1/10 away. Let's take a look at a word problem here. So our word problem says Milling has 1 1/4 liter of orange juice. She drinks 1/3 liter. How much orange juice does she have left? So first thing we know is that we're going to have to get them to have common denominators. But also, if we remember from our vocab, we can turn this mixed number into an improper fraction. So we know that 1 is equal to 4/4. So if we have 4/4 plus 1/4, that's equivalent to 5/4. So if she drinks it 1/3, so we know it's equivalent to 5/4 minus 1/3. So if we want to find a common denominator, what we can do is we can get a common denominator of 12, because that's the closest denominator for them both. So we take the 5/4 times top and bottom by 3, which will give you 15/12. And for the 1/3, top and bottom by 4 to give you 4/12. So if we do that math, we have 15/12 minus 4/12, which is equal to 11/12. So we know that she'll have 11/12 of a liter left. So let's write that out in our word. So she'll have 11/12 of a liter of orange juice left. So in our last problem here, we have 3 1/2 minus 1 1/3. So both of these numbers here are in mixed numbers. So we know that we can turn these mixed numbers into improper fractions from our last problem. So let's start with 3 1/2. So in red, so we know that 1 is equal to 2/2. And if we have 3 of those, so we're going to have 2/2 plus 2/2 plus 2/2 plus the 1/2 that's left over from right there in our problem, which will be equal to 7/2. Now in the green, we're going to do 1 1/3. So 1 is going to be equal to 3/3. So we're going to have 3 over 3 plus 1/3 from our problem, which is going to equal to 4 over 3. Two improper fractions, but as we noticed that they don't have a common denominator. But we can find that relatively easy because they're both number 6 is a common denominator. So if we take 7/2 and times top and bottom by 3 over 3, we're going to get 21/6. And for 4 over 3, we can times top and bottom by only 2 to get 8/6. So if we take our numbers here, 21/6 minus 8/6, we get 13/6. But we should convert it back to a mixed number because that's what our problem started as. So we know what we can do is we can take 13. Well, we know that 6 plus 6 is 12. So if 1 is going to be equal to 6 over 6, then that would mean 2 is equal to 12 over 6. So then we know we'll have 2 and 1/6 as our final answer for our problem up here. Thank you for watching MathCast Resources and Engage NNY lessons created by Xander Gage. Have a nice day.